Hello, everybody.
Hi.
Hello.
Welcome to the end of May. It's crazy.
I know it
Rainy May
really
we
is that
had.
we're over the hump of Memorial Day. Like summer is just right there. The weather just needs to
Yeah.
get in get in line.
It's
We're just
coming
doing
to
our little
peak hot.
recap. Yeah, our little recap for
Yes.
May and a little like teaser for what's coming in June.
Yeah, this is a
So
good video to watch if you don't want to sit through all the other videos. Just maybe you can pick and choose which ones you might want to sit through after listening to this one.
yeah. So we started with navigating multiple offers. So different tricks of the trade, different ways us as agents are writing the offer and drafting it for you, the way we're presenting it, the way we're, calling agents in advance to, kind of maybe they drop a few little hints. So things that us as agents are doing to help your offer stand out, and then things lenders are doing,
Mhm.
Get yourself
calling.
into underwriting without a property address. So you put yourself
Yes.
ahead of at the top of the pile. If there's 20 offers, you want to be the number one or two.
Yeah.
Right. So it's important to have a good team behind you,
Mhm.
especially in a multiple offer, because they're going to have to fight tooth and nail to get you to that top of the pile. And sometimes it's price and it's out of budget, and that
Yeah.
is out of everybody's hands and you can't do it. Then we talked about you have the house, now what? So different things that then are going to start happening, kind of how that process looks. Who keeps track of the dates for you and what do all these things mean as far as earnest money inspection, well and septic, those sorts of things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Set up your mortgage payment. You closed, you listen to it all, you sign your paperwork, and when is your first payment date? I would definitely set up your mortgage payment on an auto pay right away.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yes. So just
Set up
the different things to expect. Then once you have that accepted offer, you're on that high of like, oh my God, I got the house, but now what happens?
Right.
Like, how do I get an inspector over there? How do I set that up? So if you maybe just got an offer accepted, that would be a great video for you to kind of go back and watch that one. So we do kind of go through the process. I know on our team, you will get an email that kind of outlines that. And we will stay in touch with you through different updates. And, we're always there to hold your hand through the process. But some agents just aren't like that. So, again, important to have a good agent by your side. But that's a great video to go watch if you maybe just got an offer accepted and you're just kind of a little like, now what is happening?
That's so funny because I just
And then
you've got the house, now what? I just totally I don't know why I threw that in there about the payment. My brain is you've closed, you have the house, now what? So that's actually another good video, right?
Yes. So was ChatGPT when I put it in there to do the thing for the video. So it's not just you.
Okay.
Then we talked about appraisals. Like, what are they good for? What is the purpose of the appraisal? Again, this is an out-of-pocket expense that the buyer is going to incur. So it's something to be aware of. It's not something every deal will most likely have this that's financed, but not always. And just what is it? What does it mean? Why does the lender need it? So if you're either struggling with an appraisal, we did 2 appraisal videos this month. So we talked about just kind of what it is, kind of in general, and pitfalls and things we see. And then we talked about some changes that we've been seeing in the industry. Laura did a little chit chat about, the appraisal waivers, which is huge.
Yeah, we're starting to see more. So with as little as 10% down, so they've expanded that lenience, so to speak. So it's all an automated system. You're not going to know until you physically run the underwriting through with the address, but we can also kind of take a look at that property before you write an offer and get a good gauge if you're going to get one, which would help.
Yeah. Because that's huge. If you're in a multiple offer, having that appraisal waiver, you're like a cash buyer. You've now taken and become a cash buyer essentially, for all intents and purposes. So, and then also, if you're not aware, FHA, VA, USDA, those type of loans do have some pretty tight guidelines as far as what the house, and I tell people safe, sound, and sanitary, but sometimes it's a little extreme because to me, sometimes they get a little crazy. So
Yeah.
really peeling paint, anything that's obviously broken, holes in the wall, any wood rot, those are all big, red flags. The appraiser is going to make a big deal about it and you're not going to get it financed without repairing it. But now some of that is spilling over into conventional financing.
Yeah.
And I just experienced it twice. And actually that deal then fell apart. The buyer went to purchase one of Lisa's listings and she had the same thing. There was repairs. And we used to not see any repairs on a conventional appraisal come back.
Yeah.
It was like shocking if you saw something. I've been doing this a long time and just hadn't. And so now we're starting to see that. And I don't know why this happened. And, maybe for those of you with VA or FHA, this is a great thing because this means once word gets out, I will say, because not a lot of people know about this. Not a lot of agents know that now that conventional offer isn't as good as it seems.
Correct.
Compared to the VA or FHA. So it kind of levels the playing field for you. So it's definitely something I'm sharing.
That's Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac for the conventional loan. And it's also spilling over into approvals. So another reason to get yourself into underwriting without an address, because we're seeing loans that you would think would get an automatic approval and it's cautioning it, which means it doesn't like it. So we're even getting pretty surprised on some of these loans. It's declining.
Yeah, it is weird. It's a weird market we're in. Weird. So
we just want more skin in the game,
Yeah.
So
I agree. They're worried about the bubble popping and then what?
Yeah.
So that was kind of like our little month in review. We're going to try to do another buyer seminar. So again, it's geared towards first time buyers, but definitely even if you just need a refresher, you're thinking about buying, this would be great to join us. We're going to do it. We haven't exactly nailed down a time, probably same as last time, 10 a.m. on June 14th. It's a Saturday morning at 10. We're going to try to keep it no more than an hour so everyone can get on with their day, and that will include questions. So hopefully some people will join us this time. So spread the word. And next month, we're going to touch on some, cost things. I've had a lot of buyers ask about closing costs lately. That's more of a lender thing. And what are they? And then there's out-of-pocket expenses. We talked about appraisal, inspections, kind of what do those look like? Things you're going to be paying for as you move through the process, and then the closing costs come at the end. And what does that kind of look like? And then same for a seller. I've had a lot of sellers, we send a seller net sheet. And again, they're just estimates. These are not closing statements from a title company. But a lot of questions we get, like, I don't see the taxes on here. Well, that's not a closing cost. We don't see, what about this? What about that? So just kind of going through a seller net sheet and kind of what that means, and the emphasis on estimated seller net sheet. So we'll try to maybe touch on that next month. And next month's a short month. We're going to we'll talk about the seminar and kind of what you can expect,
and we might,
to see for that. And
might even be able to throw buy downs and what they mean to you as a buyer. You hear it all the time, and you hear discount points thrown around, buy downs, like how you get a lower interest rate. So
so we're going to talk about more of like the numbers for the buyers, numbers for the seller, where they come from, why they are what they are. So I think that'll be, beneficial as we're headed into this summer market, as I'm wearing a big sweater and freezing.
I have a turtleneck on.
Yeah, I know it's cold.
All right. Well, that's a wrap, May. Yeah, onward to June. See you in June, everyone.
Yeah.
Bye.
Thanks for tuning in.